Afternoon, all. Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible? Can you guys hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Good
Thank you.
afternoon.
Yeah, we'll get started quickly. I'm waiting for others to join. We have 14 people. I'm still waiting for a few more to join. Then we can get started. Uh, Yesterday's session, we had some question and answer because I did not have access to my Zoom account. There was some issue with that. Recording wasn't possible. Hence, I did not want to take any new topic without recording. But when the questions and answers were being discussed, I realized that very basic things were not clear for few of you, and topics which we covered initially, those were not clear for few of you. So, guys, I have been requesting doing that again. Uh, if you have any doubt, even if you think that is a silly question, do not keep it to yourself. Please ask. No matter how silly you think it is, it could be important. It could help others also. Right, so I'm happy to answer whatever it is, even if it is from first batch, first session. If it is very clearly there in the recording, I'll request you guys to go ahead and watch the recording, right? But I think if I feel that no some explanation is needed here and this is important, so I will definitely explain that. Like we did yesterday, we discussed very basic things also, like infrastructure, platform. But if you do not understand that, do not keep it to yourself. Do not think that you will wait and you will do that at the last moment, or maybe you will do it from somewhere else. I'll just YouTube. Don't do that. I do recommend that you go ahead and watch other videos also. Try to practice everything. But if you do not understand the basic from here, then watching other videos and everything will not help. So if you don't understand, feel free to ask, guys. Feel free to ask, even if it is something basic. If it is there, as I told you, if it is already there in recording, and if I feel that's pretty much clear, you are asking it just because you have not watched it or you have not practiced enough, I will tell you that upfrontly, okay, that please watch the video, practice it once, and then let's say if you don't understand. But if there is something which where I feel that this is needed or this is important and you guys have not understood, I don't mind repeating the topic also. Having said that, we can get started with our new session, with our new topic. Still, we are under network segment. Maybe in two more sessions, next Saturday, Sunday, and then we will be done with network segment. What we have to learn today is UDR, which is user defined route, system defined routes. What are those? What are the interview questions on them? This is very important. Interview questions around this topic. That is very important. A use case, that when will you use that, right? And in the combination, we have to learn hub and spoke model. I talked about it yesterday, but that was not being recorded, and not many, few of you were not there. Hence, I'm explaining it again. So we have to discuss hub and spoke. We have to discuss hub and spoke. Hub and spoke, it's a frequently asked question, and if you can explain it well, I repeat myself, I said it yesterday also, if you're not able to achieve the practical, I'm completely fine with it. You should be able to explain it, you should be able to understand the concept, grasp the concept, and then you will be able to elaborate it and explain it to your interviewer. If your interviewer thinks that you can explain it, then he'll think, he or she'll think that you can do it. When it comes to actual execution, let's say you get a job and after that you have to create something, I'm sure you guys will figure it out. If not, you can reach out to someone, you can Google it, YouTube it, Microsoft help senior, you can reach out to me, and we'll figure it out. That is not a problem. The hurdle here to answer about those topics so your interview can get clear. So I'm saying it again. If you're not able to perform the practical completely, it's okay. But if you do it properly, then you will be able to achieve it. But still, if you're not able to do it, it's okay. But you should be well versed with your theory part when it comes to UDR, when it comes to hub and spoke model. Okay, and we are learning UDR in isolation, and we will learn hub and spoke in isolation. However, utilization of that will, it's useful. A business case will only occur when you utilize them together. Like we have seen many things, as we have seen availability set. what can we do with an availability set or maybe availability zone? What can we do without a load balancer? There's no point having three different servers if they are not syncing, if I'm not able to, if I cannot have a single point of contact to connect to all of them. I don't want to host multiple websites on multiple servers, then there is no redundancy. If I'm talking about a redundancy, then I need to have, guys, can you hear me? Let me put a message.
Yes, Soil, we can hear you.
Okay, thanks for the confirmation. Someone texted
Soil
me
sir,
on WhatsApp. They are not able to hear me.
Soil sir, can you increase the size of font?
Yes, I'll do. Once I start explanation on this one, I'll do that. So whoever messaged me, I'll just tell them to rejoin. All of you are able to hear me, right, guys?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
have and
Yes.
people who are not able to hear me, I have put a message also in the group because others are able to hear me. Okay. So like I was explaining availability set, we have we have learned that in isolation, but there is no point of availability set unless we learn load balancer and how to put a load balancer in front of it. Though we have not uh, covered the load balancer topic yet on the portal, but I have already explained it to you, right? That how does the load balancer work? So similar manner, UDR, now we are going to learn UDR, user defined routes in isolation. Then we are going to learn hub and spoke model in isolation, and then we will combine that, which will make your business case the something which you can speak in your interview. And I'm going to give you a pure business case, an answer, a scenario, everything. I'm just expecting from you guys to mug it up. It's better that you understand it. If you don't understand it, at least mug it up. I have already prepared the answer and everything for this. Okay, the theory part, the answer part, business case, everything is there. You just have to understand it and remember it and say it in the interview. That's all you have to do. And this topic will be clear. And if you can explain hub and spoke, that will give more opportunity for you to clear the interview compared to other candidates. Okay, so let's get started. Before I start with this one, do you guys have any questions on old topics, anything, energy, etc.? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe.
No, Soil.
Okay, is it readable enough now? I've increased the font size, I've zoomed it in.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so before we move to Azure, uh, let's talk about something routing table or just routing. Routing, it's nothing new for Azure or AWS or GCP. Routing was there always, and I'm sure it will be there. It is a concept of networking. It is called a path from where your traffic can move. For example, and these are some network concepts, so if you don't understand it very well, it's okay, don't worry about it, but at least you should have basic understanding, right? So if I have to go to google.com, if I'm opening browser and I'm typing google.com, I do get the page of google.com. But how did the traffic move? I have explained a little bit out of it when I was explaining how the IPs are communicating with each other. Do you guys remember that your traffic will go to your router will send it to somewhere else, and then the natting will happen? Do you guys remember that concept, that explanation?
Yes.
So on similar manner, here I'm just showing you the routes. So the thing which we are learning here, it is called the routes, and the command which we use, it's trace route. This is the command which we use to check, and a shorter form of this, it's traceat. This is the command we will use. It's a wrong spelling. Traceat. This is the command. Now what does it do? Traceat means trace route. Whose route are we tracing? So any communication, let's say that I want to trace route of google.com, that when I type google.com in my browser, how the actually traffic is floating. I want to check that. So this is how it is working. The moment I type Tresut, look at this. I'll show you my IP address first. My IP address is 192.168.1.19. So I have initiated google.com, trace route for google.com. So traffic initiated from 192.168.1.19. Then where did it go? The first hop. These are called hop. Look at this. It says HOP. Multiple calls, they are called hops, singular hop. This is called hop. I mean, every next moment which my traffic takes, it is called hop. So now what is this? From my IP it's 192.168.1.19, the traffic initiated. The very first hop, it is not directly hitting the Google's IP. What is Google's IP in this one? Who can tell me? Google's IP address, guys?
142.250.
Correct.
180.
So I'm
182.110.
I'm tracing a route for google.com. The IP address is 142. My IP address is 192.168. Private, this is public. So obviously netting वगैरह सब कुछ होने वाला है. But how is it working? Which route is it taking? That is the more that is the question I have. So from my IP, it is first hop is this IP. 192.168.1.1. Now what is it? I know that this is my router's IP address, and your network team will know this, and you guys will know it when you start working in your environment. I know it because I know my router's IP address, right? So the first hop it took, it's to my router's IP address, the router which I have at my home. This is that IP address. Okay, is this a private IP or public IP?
Private.
Yes, I am sending a request from private, and it is going to the private range of my router, and then it will start traveling. What IP is this? Second hop, is it a private IP or public IP?
Public.
Public. So
Public.
what happened at the network level? The natting happened in my private IP. Now it got a wrapping or a trace head packet something with a public IP. So now I started communicating with a public IP. So it went to 110.226.15.255. What is it exactly? I don't know. I suspect it could be the DNS router of my ISP. I'm using Airtel. It could be Airtel's DNS server, or it could be their server. Then again, it went. They may have multiple server. It could go to root domain or whatever. You don't have to worry about it, that how the DNS works and how it works. You have to focus on route. And you don't have to worry ये इसमें क्यों गया, what happens at this level, what happens is this level, what happened at this level, what is fully qualified domain, what is root level domain, what are the country level domain. You don't have to worry about it, though it is showing everything here. If you have networking understanding, you will understand that, but none of your job, no one is going to ask you this in interview. So do not waste time on this. As of now, spending time on unnecessary topic, it is as good as wasting time. Hence I'm using word, do not waste time. Once your interview is clear, once you are through with that, go ahead and read whatever you want. And knowledge is always useful. Okay, so this is your IP. It is going there. It went to some IP, some IP, some IP. You don't have to worry about it, what IP it is. And ultimately it went to google.com. So how many hops it took? 12 hops. So 12th one is google.com, so 11 hops. It means your traffic routed like this. If you have to go anywhere, uh, if you have to go from area A to area B, very basic thing is you will decide the route. There are multiple routes. From where do I have to go? Maybe this route has toll. This route has some potholes. This road is good, but it has traffic. Okay, the fourth road is there. It doesn't have toll. Roads are good, no potholes, no traffic. So let's use that. Similarly, we have multiple routes for traffic to float. Got it, guys? Concept of routing, that what is routing? Is it clear till here? Why to use it, how to use it, we are gonna see that everything. Is this clear till here?
Yes, well, bhai.
What about others? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Yes,
It's
bhai.
understood.
Okay, great. So now we have this concept of routes. Now here in networking also, I have not defined these routes. These are automatically. Similar thing we have in Azure. In Azure, we have system defined routes. So if you use something on your virtual machine, now this is my physical machine, I'm closing it. Let's go to some virtual machines. If you have a virtual machine here in Azure and you are communicating with another virtual machine here in Azure, so how is it going? Is it going through some third party machine, some virtual appliances, some router, whatever it is, whatever the route is, it is already defined. Did you guys notice or see that while creating a machine you have to define a route? Did you do that? Okay, so while creating a
No.
machine, do you remember
No.
doing that? No, you did not do that. So there are system defined routes which are there automatically. But system defined routes all the time, they do not work for me. But sometimes I need my user defined routes. So how to achieve that? What is a business case? So when will we do that? When what could be the case we will get that? I will explain it to you later. Don't worry. Okay. So we require some UDR, user defined routes. So that is what we are going to learn today. Let me, this is a route table it is talking about. Let me pull up the details of UDR. Yeah, here it is. So let me bold it. You guys have access to this one, hence I'm making some changes so you can figure it out easily. Now, what is UDR? UDR, it's user defined routes, or it is also called as custom routes. So if your interviewer is asking that, have you ever worked in UDR? Uh, do you know anything about UDR? Do you know anything about custom routes? Have you ever configured custom routes? Can you configure custom routes? Do you understand custom routes? Do you understand UDR? Do you understand user defined routes? These all are same questions. Got it? So what are those routes? The route UDR are the routes, user defined routes, which you define that this traffic should move from here, from here, from here to this, to this, to this. System defined routes are already there, they are assigned, you cannot change them, you cannot delete them. So how to uh, how to overcome them? Let's say that I already have a system defined route, and whenever I go to Google, it is directly going to google.com. I do not want that. Maybe I want that this traffic should go from one of the virtual network or should go from my router. So how to achieve that? So that can be achieved using user defined routes. Is it clear, guys, till here?
Yes.
Okay. Now I have a system defined route and a user defined route. Which one will surpass which one? Like NSG, I have one rule which says internet is allowed. I have put another rule which says internet is not allowed. So how system makes sure that which one is a superior rule? In NSG, how does it do it?
With
Priority
priority.
number.
Priority number, right?
Priority.
Exactly. Here also we have priority, but there is no number, nothing. The moment you have a user defined route, it has higher priority compared to system defined route. If there is system defined route already, there's only system defined route, that route will be in use. Your virtual machine communicate using that route. The moment I apply one user defined route, uh, right, the moment I apply a UDR, that takes the high priority. You don't have to put any number, nothing. The moment you apply a UDR, automatically it takes the priority. Is it clear, guys? This could be an interview question for sure. That how do you decide the priority of system defined route and UDR? How do you do that?
Just applying a UTR.
Yes, the moment you apply UDR, it by default it has higher priority. If there are two defined route, system and custom, the custom will have custom one will have the priority for sure. That is inbuilt. You don't have to do anything. Now UDR, user defined routes, where do we do that? Where do we create the tables? So we create a route tables. I'll show it to you on the portal. As of now, just understand the concept and theory part. On portal, we are going to go. Okay, route table should be in same region of the subnet where we plan to assign. So first question I have is, what is the scope of UDR?
It should be in same region.
VNet.
My
Sorry,
question is, what is the
sorry,
scope of
sorry.
UDR?
VNet.
I mean, I'm not gonna give you that easy कि वो सामने लिखा है उसी को question बना के पढ़ लूंगा. It's not going to be that easy, right? We have to practice a little bit hard also. Again,
On
anyone
VNet
else?
level.
Yeah, anyone else would like to try? You said VNet, right?
On virtual machine.
Okay, anyone else? There's only one more answer is left, which is already there. Why virtual machine in VNet, guys? What
On
does it say?
subnet level.
Yes, it clearly says the route table should be in the same region of the subnet. Isn't it implied that where will we assign it? So it has to be on the subnet level. Obviously, we will select the VNet, but under VNet, we will select a subnet. Like we assign our energy on subnet, we assign our route table on subnet, but NSG can be assigned on VNet on NIC level also, but route table it's only for subnet. Got it?
Yes.
Next thing is yes, next thing it's the region. I think you already got it. That if I have my virtual machine in East US region, can I create a route table in East US 2 and use it? Is it possible?
No, it should be in
No.
No,
If I'm saying my virtual machine is in East US, what do you understand by that? Where is my virtual network?
East US.
Obviously, is it possible to have machine in East US and virtual network in some other region? No. So if my virtual network it is in East US, where is my subnet?
Obviously in East US.
Yes,
Same VNet.
right. So now you got it, guys. That if it is in East US, no one is going to explain you in detailed manner in your interview. That when I say virtual machine, I mean my virtual network and I mean my subnet. The simple question will be, I have a virtual machine in East US 2 region. Can I use a UDR which is in West US? Now you will say, यार हमने तो subnet और VNet पढ़ा था, ये virtual machine कहाँ से आ गया? But it is implied that when you have your machine is in East US, so your virtual network is in East US. By default, your subnet it is in East US. Got it, guys?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Okay. Next point. Okay, here it is. Clearly written, by the way. RT means route table. Here it is, route table. Okay. Route table, by the way, what is route table? The network packets always follow. This is an interview answer. Okay, so just mug it up if you want, or make your own answer. I don't mind. Network packets always follow a route or a route, however you want to pronounce. Both are correct. Network packets always follow a route, outbound packets from virtual machine or any source. One more thing, guys, in practice or here I keep on saying virtual machine because we have been practicing on virtual machine. That does not mean that it's only virtual machine. It could be any resource in that virtual network. If I have a storage, if I have a web app, now you guys have already seen a web app, right? So if it is a web app, that will also work. A web app is also fine. Anything applies over there. It's not only virtual machine, but because we practice virtual machine, I keep on saying virtual machine. Got it? So it's not only virtual machine. It could be anything. It could be your web app. It could be your storage. It could be anything. Is it clear, guys? Everyone? Just because I'm saying virtual machine, that does not mean it's only virtual machine. So network packets always follow a route table or a route outbound packets from virtual machine or any resource, they follow a route. They are called system route, the one which I was explaining. They're called system routes. Let me zoom it out. Is it readable enough, guys, for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So they are called system routes, which are defined by Microsoft, and we cannot change, delete them. However, we can override them by creating user defined routes. Same thing I explained it to you, but as an interview answer, this looks very good. Rest is up to you. If you want to explain it in a layman term, it's up to you. I've always told you, more jargons you use, the good answer it looks. It looks better. So this is the answer I preferred when they ask about UDR or route table, but I have already explained it to you. You are free to create your own answer as far as it's not changing the technical term or technical functionality of it. You can create it, your own answer. Then UDR, we have discussed already that what is UDR. Where do we apply UDR? They get applied on the subnet level, right? Uh, are these global resources or region based resources? So these are region based resources. ग्लोबल रिसोर्सेज आर दोस जहां पे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है कि रीजन क्या है. फॉर एग्जांपल, आई वांट टू क्रिएट अ वर्चुअल मशीन इन ईस्ट यूएस, बट माय resource group it is in India. So can I create a virtual machine there? My
Yes,
resource
yes,
group is in India, but I want to create a virtual machine in East US. Can I do that?
yes,
You can do it, sir, but there will be
Yes.
the latency issue will be there. You will be facing the some issues
No,
will
no,
be get.
no, no, definitely. Zero latency issue.
Okay.
Zero
yes, sir.
latency
But you can
issue,
do it.
no issue. Yes, you can create it without any issues. Why? Because resource group, it's a global resource. It has nothing to do, it has no dependency or region level. It is just there to show it to you that okay, ये East US में है, but it has no dependency on region. तो उसको बोलते हैं आप लोग global resource, that which doesn't get impacted by region. But all these resources, whatever we have been discussing, these are regional resources. So UDR, yes, it is a regional one. I cannot have my VNet in East US and UDR in West US. That is not possible. Clear? Next thing, route table, source, hop, destination. This I will explain it to you while doing the practical. These are the steps actually. I have mentioned the steps. We will see the practical. And this one you can ignore. That's completely fine. So you need to know routing first thing, route table, and then UDR, right? If I show you the image, look at this. These are the system routes, routing capabilities of Azure VNet. If I have these VNets, these are going through system routes directly on the internet, even from SQL and from web app. It is directly going over the internet. These are called routes, system defined routes. If I want to convert them to some user defined routes, then I can do it using my using the above services. And this is how we can do this. I'm sure you won't understand the image. Don't worry, we are going to do the practical here. But as of now, we have here and we have 5 minutes left for this session. So I thought I will just show you these images. So in this one, how is it working? That this traffic of VM1, okay, which says the private VM, the traffic, it is going from this VM somewhere, something like this. When we do this on a portal, you will understand it well, don't worry. But this is what we are planning to do, that if I want my one machine, sorry, if I want this machine's traffic from here and then go out, I can do that. If I want this machine's traffic from here and then go out, I mean only one at a time, right? You cannot have multiple routes. That will make a loop and your traffic will not flow anywhere. I'm giving or options, so you can have this one or this one or this one, however you want it, or this one or this one, but any one. Multiple routes are not possible. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
What about others, guys? Is it clear to everyone? Any doubt till here?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, now look at this. This one, my public VM, it is going from here. The traffic is going from here. The private VM traffic is going from here. And this is my network virtual appliance. The traffic is going from here. But if I want, I can move all that traffic to one route. Do not think about the images. You won't understand until we do that in portal. So don't go by images. They may confuse you. But what I'm trying to show you is that we can have route table and we can route the traffic wherever we want and however we want. So this is your route table. This is your user defined route. How to do it? We are going to see that. But what does it do? What are the interview questions? That I have already explained it to you guys. So do you guys have any questions in that? If not, the next thing I'm going to explain it to you. It's when do you use it? The case scenario, that why would you use it? Right? And what all do we require it? And then if possible, we are going to do the practical in second session itself, or third session we are going to keep for practical. So is the base clear to everyone, guys?
Yes.
Any doubts, any
Yes.
questions? Please do ask. This is very important topic, guys, and they do ask hub and spoke. And to explain hub and spoke model, you should know your UDR, your route tables.
Swell by
Yes.
multiple routes are not possible.
No, not possible. At subnet level, you will have system defined routes. Either you'll use them or you can have one UDR and you will use that. Multiple, I could say destination are possible if you want, but multiple routes are not possible. For example, from my source to destination, this route should be taken. But if I keep on changing, if I create uh, multiple routes, let me open the page. What am I trying to say here is I cannot assign multiple route tables or UDR on a subnet. But what I can do here, it's, let's say that traffic is flowing from here and to here, and I have assigned a UDR and route table. Through that, what am I saying? That this traffic should always go from here. This is my network virtual appliance. Most of the time it is called router. Network virtual appliance could be anything, any network appliance, but it is virtual one. So it could be router also, a virtual router, maybe a physical router, or maybe an operating system which is acting as a router. Anything will do. So what am I saying now? That if any traffic which is going to this VM, this should go from here. This I can define. But at the same time, I'm saying if any traffic which is going to google.com, specifically google.com, that should go from here, and I can have another NVA here, network virtual appliance. If it is going to youtube.com, that should go from here. This is the route it should take. This is possible. But all of these are happening under one UDR. We cannot have multiple UDRs. When we go to portal, you will understand it. So here, this is called, two terminologies we are going to learn, two or three. This is called your source, the machine or any resource which is generating the traffic, that is called source. I'm sending the traffic, or maybe request or anything. What is the destination? This is my destination. It could be next machine, virtual machine in the same virtual network. That could be it could be google.com, it could be internet, it could be anything. But this is my if this is my destination, and this is called network virtual appliance. This is called next hop. These are Azure terminologies. Please remember them. You will have to use it. So I have source, I have destination, and I have next hop. Combining these three, we plan our routing table, etc. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Let me finish the session. It's only 1 minute is left. So we'll finish it. And once we come back, we're going to see hub and spoke model. Either we'll do the hub and spoke theory part, and then I'll show you the UDR practical, or we will do the UDR practical. It doesn't take much time, but it requires 3 virtual machine. And again, guys, even if you're not able to do the practical of UDR, that is also fine. Why? Because here in the training session, we do not have any router available, right? So as a router, I'm going to use one of the Windows machine, and to make a Windows machine act as a router, we have to do many steps. Those are complex steps, but those are only in here in training. So it might happen that you're not able to do the practical. I'm okay with it if you're not able to do the practical, but your concept should be clear. So I'm going to show it to you that wherever I'm using a Windows machine in actual environment, you're not going to see a virtual machine here. They will have their own router. That we will see in the next session. So we'll take a break of 5 to 7 minutes. I have to create 3 machines to show this practical to you. I'll create that, save this recording, and we'll resume at 14:50 using the same link.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Bye.